wife's from there, Janet's from that area, so that was the last race. That was our last race. We played it up big, and we actually had a borrowed bus, a regular big bus, with all our friends from the valley up there, and like 50, 60 people. The racetrack is
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later God cut you down. Sooner or later God cut you down. Go tell that long-time liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler and the gambler and the backbiter. Tell him the God's gonna call him down. Tell him the God's gonna call him down. You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later God cut you down. Sooner or later God cut you down. Go tell that long-time liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler and the gambler and the backbiter. Tell him the God's gonna call him down. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, God cut you down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Tell that long-time liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler and the gambler and the backbiter. Tell us the God's gonna call him down. Tell us the God's gonna call him down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Go tell that long-time liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler and the gambler and the backbiter. Tell him the God's gonna call him down. Tell him the God's gonna call him down. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, God cut you down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, God cut you down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Tell that long-time liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler and the gambler and the backbiter. Tell us the God's gonna call him down. Tell us the God's gonna call him down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Go tell that long-time liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler and the gambler and the backbiter. Tell him the God's gonna call him down.
Welcome everybody to the SimAbility Xfinity Series race from Texas Motor Speedway. As tonight, Jason Lance looks to make it 8 wins on this season as he leads the point standings over second place of Cody Magouyrk, Tom Johnson in third, Stephen Kiefer fourth, Jacob Vann sitting fifth in the points, Billy Wise sixth, Andrew Smith seventh, DJ Brown eighth, Eddie Hawks ninth, Johnny Berardi 10th, and Brian Loughhead 11th, and Thomas Wise your top 12 in point standings. Right now, top of the leaderboard, you have the 76 of Jason Lance with a 29.935, followed by Stephen Kiefer with a 30.091. Right now, Jason's the only driver in the 29 bracket. Third place, you have Cody Magouyrk in a 30.092. Matthew Stern making his debut tonight with a 30.342. And Don Koneman making a return tonight as well, running a 30.398. That's your top 5 so far. Let's look at Johnny Berardi on your screen right there in that 99 Ford Mustang. Behind him, you have the 22 of Stephen Kiefer, who's right now second on the speed charts. Cody Magouyrk debuting a new paint scheme tonight in that 28 Ford Mustang right there. There's a look at Matthew Stern in the number 4 machine, and that Coors Brandon right there. There's a look at 13 and Jen Capers out here. There's a look at Jacob Vaughn in the one machine and that Penske branded machine, blue and yellow. Sounds like Cody's trying to lay down a alt lap here. See what he's got for qualifying. There's a look at the 23 Ford Mustang at Tom Johnson. All right, before this race gets started and qualifying, we're going to go ahead and run our commercials. Got to give thanks to Glenn Sidman at Simability, Paver Seal in Florida, and AdminBoxx, along with Project VetJet, actionsports.org. Thank you guys for making all this happen, able to happen for the league. Here's a look at Tom Johnson out here making his qualifying lap. Jason Lance, top your leaderboard with a 2.9981. As Tom improves on his first lap to a 35.02. Matthew Stern turned in a lap time of a 33.80. Here's Don Coleman on his second lap, trying to improve on that 7.76 that he laid down on his first lap. Coleman improves to 4.61. Stephen Kiefer out here for his second lap. Goes from a 5.79 to a 30.080. Right now, sitting on outside pole. Here comes the Campbell Housefield 28 Ford Mustang of Cody Magouyrk. Cody's coming across the line. Let's see what he proves to. Cody with a 29.65. Him and Jason, the only two drivers to break the 29-second bracket tonight. I think that's going to wrap it up for our qualifying right now. I don't see anybody else making their way out on the track. All right, we're getting ready to grid up here, and we'll go over our tonight. Starting on pole, the 76 of Jason Lance. Outside him, Cody Magouyrk in the 28 machine. Starting third, Stephen Kiefer in the 22. Matthew Stern starting fourth. Don Coneman fifth. Rolling off sixth, Tom Johnson. Seventh, Jacob Vaughn. Eighth, Johnny Berardi. Ninth, Jen Capers. 10th, Andrew Smith. And Quentin Moore rounding out your field tonight. These drivers are in store for 90 laps here around Texas Motor Speedway. Mile-and-a-half track. Waiting for the whole field here to line up. Get this race underway. Onboard camera here of Cody Magouyrk, looking back at the rest of the field as they get ready to roll off pit road. Cody's looking for that breakthrough win here in the Simability Xfinity Series. It's getting so close. Tonight might be his night. Kiefer also with an inboard camera tonight. He's been on a hot streak as of late. He's starting third tonight. Looking back from the points leader's car right now. Jason Lance in front of the field. It's getting ready to bring him to the green for 90 laps. Pace car is off. The green flag is out. Jason fires off. Cody wisely gets down behind Jason, as this might be a tire management type of deal tonight. As I say that, as Jason and Cody have checked out from the field right now, Matthew Stern's trying to give chase. Tom Johnson looking strong there on the outside as he passes the 97 of Don Coneman. That's a battle for fifth, and give it to Tom. Jacobs looking to do the same thing. Gets by Don there on the outside. Andrew Smith sporting a new paint job here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Out in front, you have Jason Lance, followed by Cody Magouyrk. Matthew Stern in third spot. Stephen Kiefer fourth. Tom Johnson fifth. Jacob Vaughn sixth. Don Coneman seventh. Andrew Smith eighth. Jens Run ninth. Quinn Moore right now is 11th. John Berardi 10th. Matthew is able to get around Cody there for second spot. came right around there on the outside. Right along Steven. He's sitting there in fourth spot. Trying to keep the right rear under it. See Cody clip the apron right there in front of him. Andrew Smith up to fifth spot right now. You see, you got a 2-for-1 deal there. Jacob Vaughn's there looking on the outside, gets by Tom Johnson. Give Jacob 7th right now. Okay, he's starting to close the gap there on Matt for second. Matt slips up there a little bit, coming out too. Allows Cody to get right on his back bumper here, going into 3. Steven's starting to look low on Cody. Cody has a real nice run off of 2. He's able to do something with that run. He looks on the inside of Matt going into 3. He clears him right now. Cody, nice pass down the backstretch there. Move Cody Magouyrk back up to second spot. Steven's trying to do the same thing that Cody did previous lap. Steven Kiefer up to third. He is able to get by him there on the low side in 3 and 4. Andrew Smith in the 87 machine. He's looking to get by. He's way up high there in 1 and 2. He's trying to diamond off down the backstretch, it looks like. Completing lap 15. Jason Lance out front, followed by Cody Magouyrk, Stephen Kiefer, Matthew Stern, Andrew Smith, your top 5. Cody does such a good job of rolling that line at 1 and 2. That last lap, he almost matched lap time Jason Lance. That time he was 4/10 faster as the leaders make their way around 99. Cody's starting to smell that lead. He's starting to get up on the wheel. Cody just a tick faster there that lap. He's cutting in that lead. He's going to get there. The rest of the field is starting to spread out a little bit. Cody for a real nice run down the backstretch there. Jason's starting to open that lead back up a bit. He's gained 2/10 over the last lap or so. Yeah, last lap he is almost a 10th quicker. Looks like he's trying diamond 3 and 4. As before, he was just entering low and rolling the bottom. Now he's a little bit higher in 1 and 2 as well. He's changed his line a little bit. I don't know if that's contributing to him losing a little bit of time on Jason here, or if Jason is starting to pick up the pace. There, Jason get a little bit tight there off the exit. Had to let off the throttles so he didn't hit the wall. Yeah, him lifting cost him almost 3/10 there. Cody lays down a 31.44. The Jason Lance is 64. Maybe Cody's found something right now for this late part of this run. Cody's looking low. He's looking for the lead. He clears Jason. Jason looking to cross him over. Lap 28, new leader, Cody Magouyrk. Yellow flag comes out. Says Cody gets the lead. Looks like Jen's right front blue there. She went right into the wall. We're a third of the way. Cody Magouyrk out front, followed by Jason Lance, Stephen Kiefer, Matthew Stern, Andrew Smith, your top 5. All right, welcome back. Cody Magouyrk out front, followed by Jason Lance. Third place, you have Don Koeneman. Fourth, Stephen Kiefer. Fifth, Matthew Stern. Sixth, Tom Johnson. Jacob Vaughn. Seventh, Andrew Smith. Eighth. Cody's bringing him into the restart zone. We're back to green flag action. Cody Simons, you should be happy. Cody Magouyrk's out front right now. Steve looks slow and Dawn there. He's able to move himself back up to third. Tom and Jacob are trying to get there on the low side as well. Dawn gets a little bit loose there going into one. That allows Matt to get by him, but Matt gets loose coming off of two. Matt gets it fired up, gets it rolling again. Cody jumping out to over a second lead right now over second spot, Jason Lance. Right along with your leader, Cody Magouyrk. As he looks out back and sees Jason Lance starting to become a small speck. Yellow flag is out once again. And that's some weak caution there by iRacing. Jason Lance. A little bit of pit strategy. It brings a few people with him. Thinking about topping off. Your leader, Cody Magouyrk, brings him in the restart zone. He fires off. Second place, Stephen Kiefer. Don Kuhneman third. Jacob Vaughn fourth. Jason Lance restarts fifth. Let's see what Jason does here. He's a little bit off sequence with everybody else on pit strategy. As the 76 looks low on the 22. Give him fourth spot. Don Kuhneman up to second there in the 97 machine. Jason Lance, a nice run off the two. Let's see if that generates anything for him going into three. He's looking low at Jacob. Jason is able to get by. Jason Lance up to third now. Caution flag flies once again. New leader out front, Don Kinneman. Jacob Vaughn on his outside. Stephen Kiefer third. Fourth, Andrew Smith. Matthew Stern fifth. Tom Johnson sixth. Cody Magouyrk seventh. Jason Lance eighth. Dawn's getting ready to bring him into the restart zone. Dawn fires off early in the restart zone. Gets himself a good jump there. Steven's able to jump up to second, leaving Jacob there on the outside. Here comes Andrew Smith on the outside of all the momentum. Andrew's looking to jump up to second. Right now he's fighting for third with Jacob Vaughn, but that low line's coming out on top right now. Andrew gets in the wall a little bit. Jason's looking low on Matt as they go into 1-2. Jacob's able to make his way up to second spot. Gets below Steven there. Matt trying to run high outside diamond there. Trying to get a good run down the back chute. Steven gets a little bit loose, runs it up the hill. Andrew cuts down below him. Jason Lance is up to third right now. You see Cody's making his way there on the low line. We're going 3 wide down the backstretch here. You got the 87 on the outside, 22 in the middle, and the 28 down low. Oh, Cody comes out, gets into Andrew there on the outside. Andrew back into the wall. His right front has to be shot. Don Coleman out front, followed by Jacob Vaughn second, Jason Lance third, Cody Magouyrk fourth, Stephen Kiefer fifth. Actually make that Matthew Stern get by the 22 machine. Steve's fighting hard there on the outside. Matthew Stern up to fifth right now. Jason Lance starting to look around, see where he can get by Jacob Vaughn for second spot here. Jason has a good run off the 2. He's alongside the 1 car. He gets by him for second spot. Okay, he's looking to get a run here at Jacob for third spot. As our leader's under fire, as Jason Lance is looking to get by Dawn. Jason's under him there, going into 1-2. Jason Lance back out front. Second. He's trying his best to protect his line. See if he's overshooting the entry of the corner. It's helping him push up there on exit. It's going to leave an opening for Jacob to get by. Right now we're riding along with Jason Lance, 7-time winner this season, looking for number 8 tonight. That's a good corner for Jason. He was able to open up that gap a little bit there. Coming to 30 to go. Okay, starting to close on third place, Jacob Vaughn. You see, Cody's running slightly higher than everybody else right there in that line and cutting down. See what he does down here, 1 and 2. He hooks the bottom. You should see him close the gap there on the 1 car. He's got a good run. Cody looks slow. He's there at the quarter panel. Jacob gives him room. Make a little bit of contact, midpoint. Cody Magouyrk's up to third. Now he's looking to see if he can get by Don Koeneman for second. Don pushes high there. That allows Cody a good run off the 2. Cody's going to have him clear by the time they get down to 3. Okay, Magouyrk up to second spot. This race seems like it's going to come down between Cody and Jason Lance for the win. As you see, Jacob Vaughn looking for third spot underneath Dawn. Dawn's able to keep his momentum going there on the high side. Jacob pulls up next to him as they come across the driveway here. See if Jake clears them in 1 and 2. Don's able to pull up to his quarter panel there, coming off of 2. And Jake has them clear now by 2 cars as they go into 3 and 4. Your top 5, Jason Lance, Cody Magouyrk, Jacob Vaughn, Don Koneman, and Stephen Kiefer. And Steve makes his way by Matthew Stern there as they go down to 1 and 2. Matthew's a real fan of taking that high line, trying to get around there. Jason with a second half lead over second place, Cody Magouyrk. As your Jason just barely clipped that grass right there. We look at the lap times. Jason Lance was fastest with a 31.535 over Cody's 6.37. At the time, Cody's just a little bit quicker. Jason Lance out front, Cody Magouyrk second. Jacob Vaughn in the 1 car, sitting in the 3rd spot right now. Behind him, you have the 97 of Don Koneman. 5th, you have the 22 of Stephen Kiefer. Matthew Stern sitting in 6th. Tom Johnson in the 23 machine, 7th. Andrew Smith, 8th. Jen Capers, 9th. Johnny Berardi, 10th. And Quentin Moore, I don't think he ever got the start tonight. He's going to get credit for 11th. So we got 20 laps to go. Jason Lance out front. That gap's closed down from a 1.5 second to 1.2. Right along with second place, Cody Magouyrk. Just trying to chase down your leader. Jason caught a lap car in opportune time. Cost him almost 3/10 there. Cody's down to almost 7/10. I think that's 6/10. Coming to 17 to go. Cody's running some smooth lap times. Cody's cut that gap down to half second. Jason has to keep his eyes out in front of his windshield. I'll look up in that mirror and see where Cody's at. Cody clipped the apron there a little bit, pushes him up wide. $14 laps to go. Jason Cody out front. It's between these two for the win. Steven Kiefer up to fourth. He got Don Koeneman there. Looks like Don pushed there off exit. Steve was able to capitalize. Jason's been able to manage that gap in between the high 4/10 and the 6/10 of a second. Just keeping Cody there about a half second behind him. $11 laps to go. Jason Lance out front, followed by Cody Magouyrk. Jacob Vaughn third. Steven Kiefer fourth. Don Koeneman there fifth. Everybody's all spread out. Looks like Cody's lost some time there. Or if his tires have fallen off now. Time to go, and Jason Lance has really stabilized that lead right now. It's going to take a late race caution for that to change for him. Steven Kiefer is able to get by Jacob Vaughn for third. Jacob's trying to fight there on the outside. Let's see if they will roll that bottom there going down the backstretch. Clears him going into three. Move Steven Kiefer up to the third spot. Jacob's trying to get back by Steve. Steve just clipped the wall ever so slightly. I mean Jacob, my bad. You can tell Jacob's car doesn't want to turn as well right now. He's starting to let off the gas on his exit. between the dirty air and the worn tires. Whenever he gets in the throttle a little bit too early, he just wants to shoot right towards the wall. So we're down to 6 laps to go for Jason Lance. As here comes Cody Magouyrk on another run. Five to go for the leaders. Cody's trying to make this interesting here at the end. Four to go. Cody gets a decent run right there. Jason being smooth with the throttle off exit. Pretty good for your leaders. Jason's starting to stretch out that lead once again. Cody's trying to get a hell of a run down this backstretch, close this gap. He's running out of time. Yellow flag is out before he could get to the white flag. Oh man, the drama. To the right front just gave out there for Jacob. So everybody's coming to pits. Let's see if anybody gets brave and takes 2, or if everybody's going to take 4. Taking 4. Besides Matt. Matt takes 2. I was going to put Matthew Stern 3rd. Alright, we have ourselves a green-white checker here. All right, pace car is off. We are ready for a green-white checker. As Jason Lance brings him into the restart zone. Cody Magouyrk second. Jason fires off. Matthew Stern third with 2 tires stopped there against the rest of the field. I believe they all have 4. Jason gets a good jump. Cody's trying to give chase here. Stephen Kiefer for a lot of momentum. They're on the high side as him and Tom Johnson split the 4 of Matthew Stern for 3rd spot. Tom Johnson with a late charge here. Here comes Andrew Smith running that high side. Andrew's up to 4th. White flag. As Jason and Cody go down in 1 and 2. Cody's looking to get some momentum here. Cody has a little bit of a run as they go down in 3 and 4 for the last time tonight. Cody's giving all she got. Jason Lance going to hold off and win tonight's race at Texas Motor Speedway, capturing his 8th victory of the season. Followed by Cody Magouyrk in 2nd. Stephen Kiefer 3rd. Andrew Smith with 4th. Tom Johnson with a top 5 finish tonight. Matthew Stern 6th. Don Koeneman 7th. Jacob Vaughn 8th. Jen Capers 9th. Johnny Berardi 10th. Quentin Moore 11th. Jason Lance celebrating another victory tonight. Steven, you got a copy?
Hey, yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. It's good to have another podium finish. Get
Yeah.
the front row view of watching those fast guys.
Yeah, you pulled it off there at the very end. You're starting to make a late race charge there as well, especially before that caution came out.
Yeah, I was a little worried because I tend to be better on the long runs. These little short runs make me nervous.
Yeah,
But, hey, we hung in there.
Yeah, as that ran went on there, you know, you were about 6th or so. You started to pick them off one by one, and I was like, all right, Steven's gonna have a good finish here tonight. And then that late race cost, and you took 4 tires, I believe, and Matt took 2.
Yep, I figured he did. So, yeah, it makes a big difference on this track in particular.
Yeah, you're able to hang pretty good there on the high side for the new tires.
Yep, I think we did pretty good.
Well, why don't you go ahead and give us a shout out to all your people, Steven?
All right, Action Shed Shop and Gold Coast Settlement Services. Chevy Camaro was awesome tonight. So maybe one day we'll get the number 1 position, but we'll keep working at it.
What's your outlook for next week at Kansas?
Oh, it's Kansas. These are the tracks I really like. These intermediate, 1.5 mile. Where there's a bit of strategy with tires and stuff. It wears it out. So
that's true. Actually,
run.
I didn't even think about that. I forgot. Xfinity series doesn't run Kansas. I'll have to see what track we're actually running next week.
Oh, Yeah, I'm not sure, but I looked at the schedule, and it's because I'm not much for restrictor plate or short tracks, but these tracks I like. I really like road courses the best, but yeah, it's a different beast.
Well, whatever it is, I know you'll do your best, and we'll probably see you in third place or hopefully better next week.
Yep, hopefully. All right, thanks.
You're welcome, Steve. See you next week.
All right, yep, and good night.
Cody, you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Well, came up one spot short tonight, but you're almost there.
Yeah, we had a kind of rough past few weeks. Bristol, I was leading and had connection issues. Don't know where that came from. Ended up spinning from the lead and trying to diagnose that, and got damaged that even though I took a fast repair, iRacing would never fix. So I was overheating, couldn't run full throttle on that one. Rockingham will forever be the biggest stain on anything I've ever done. And then tonight I had it. It played out the way I wanted it to play out, and I just don't know what I could have done different to make that work out any better unless I just stuff it in there even deeper and take an unnecessary risk. But I don't know, I'm just frustrated. Tired of these stupid second place finishes all the time. You think eventually it'd go the other direction. It just does not seem to ever do that. We had a good car. I had a good long run car. I was able to save tire, and I stayed with Jason that whole run, and then I was with him there at the end, and we both had a set of tires left when that caution came out. So it at least gave me a shot to try to at least get him on that restart. And I hung with him pretty good on the start. I didn't get um, left off the line there too bad. I was able to pretty much hang with him, but we were just so equal it was impossible for me to get past him. So good car. Again, the driver can't get it done, but it's a good result out of the past couple of weeks we've had.
As I say, it's a big improvement. You've had a stretch of bad luck there for a while, so coming in second place, it's good for the points.
Yeah, we hit a bit of a rough patch there where I just could not seem to find my way to a finish. Talladega last week, we had a good car there and stuff, and um, that right there at the end, me and Billy went back and talked about it, and we never touched. It was a net code, so I did feel better about that. That we didn't actually, I didn't get into him and wreck him or anything. Um, I did make contact with one car, and I had no clue he was on the outside there, so I apologized to him. I didn't realize he was still up there. I thought we'd already cleared him, but yeah, we had a few weeks there. It was just kind of dismal, kind of not didn't want to keep dealing with it because our luck was so bad, like that connection issue with Bristol. I mean, I've never had that problem before. iRacing has an update that day, and suddenly I'm having packet loss in the middle of a race. So I'm trying not to be in anybody's way or take anybody else out, and ended up kind of screwing myself up there. But yeah, second, it is what it is. It still sucks. I'm tired of them.
All right, Cody, give all your people a shout out, bud.
Gotta thank Campbell Hosfeld. That scheme I ran tonight is we nicknamed it Old Blue. I've been running that same color scheme since 2003 on the NR 2003 servers. So that's kind of our once or twice a year. We'll bring that one out for special occasions. And all these years, man, it's always been pretty good luck for us. I thought tonight it could be that extra little bit of luck I needed, but was glad to have that back on track again. Got to thank Sweeple. Got to thank Energy Smith Low Country, Hot Dizzle Designs. Um, my buddy Quentin Moore, who was in the server earlier, he ended up dropping out. It's good to have him back on track with all the issues he'd had with that burn earlier this year. Very, very happy that he's finally healing up and getting to the point where he can race with us again. I thank Cody Simmons with Sweeple for being on the car again this week, and we'll have them as primary again in the next coming races. Um, just everybody that supports us, and thank you for doing the live stream every week.
All right, Kay, we'll see you next week, and hopefully we're one spot better.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jason, you got a copy?
Oh, hello, stranger. I never met you before.
yeah, it's been a while, huh?
Oh gosh, I don't even know where to begin on that race. My brain's so foggy. So much went on.
Yeah, that race, that first long run, Cody was able to get around you there at the very end of it, and the caution started to fly. Then, I noticed you try to get off sequence with everybody. You were able to make your way back up through the field there.
Yeah, I burned my stuff up pretty good on that first run. That's how Cody got to me, and then I don't know how many cautions we had, but on lap 45, I only had one set left, so I only came into field because I was going to be like 1 lap short. So I need 1 gallon. So I just filled up to get all the weight I could towards the rear of the car, because it makes you looser over the long run. But Cody, I was watching Cody basically more than I was watching what was going on out in front of me out the windshield. Make sure he wasn't gaining on me too much. But he's a very fast, intelligent driver. So yeah, that's that final caution. I wanted to caution before then, but I did not want to see we're like 2 laps to go. I don't know if he had a set left like I did, but I came in and took my final set. But yeah, I figured that going more than I figured going more than 30 laps on tires would be too much on them, so I saved them with under 30 to go.
Yeah, there at the end, you were doing a good job maintaining that gap over Cody. Well, Jason, go ahead and give us a shout out to all your people.
Well, of course, my family, and it's good to see Don come out. He's a good buddy of mine. We've been racing for a while and playing. We have a server on Daisy that we play together sometimes. I have to get back in that, but I haven't done that in quite a while. So he'll have to teach me how to, craft fire and stuff like that again. It's really fun, but I missed Billy tonight. I think he been good. He's been practicing at this track, and I don't know what A was doing. Wish he was out here. I wish all the guys are out here. Brian, everybody. We especially get that car count up, and this keep in mind everybody with disabilities, challenges that they face in life, and of course a good friend of mine who's dealing with a very tough disease. ALS is Lou Gehrig's disease. So yeah, that's pretty rough. So you have to think about those people with those terminal illnesses. It's sad, but you just gotta do what you can to make people happy.
You're 100% right on that one, Jason. All right. Anybody else you want to give a shout out to before we call it a night?
No, that's it.
All right, that sounds good. And that's going to wrap it up for this week here at Texas as Jason Lance collects his 8th victory of the season. And we'll see you next week if he goes for number 9. All right, everybody. Have a good night.